Hey there, Shauna from Skip Blast here, and I just want to give you kind of an overview of the status of my sites that were on Ezoic for 2022. I'll let you know what the income looked like for those, what the EPMV looked like, just like an overall summary, because I'm going to start doing these monthly for you so you can see what I'm doing to grow small sites into sites that I can flip. All right, let's get started. Okay, so before we get into these sites, I just want to let you know these are not all of the sites that are in my portfolio. These are only the sites that I have currently monetized on Ezoic. That means that right now for 2022, that was just a total of 5 sites, though I do expect for 2023 to be adding more sites to, what I have on Ezoic. These sites they're primarily smaller sites. I haven't really done much, if any, work on them at all in 2022. They've just kind of been running on autopilot for the most part. Though I think that is good for a lot of you because it kind of shows you like what is, actually achievable on a small scale for you. Do know, like I said, that going forward for 2023, I will be working on these 5 sites to get the income for them up and to move them out of my portfolio. I'm also going to be running some experiments with these sites each month, so do make sure that you check back each month to see what new stuff I'm trying out on these sites. All right, let's go on to the first one. Okay, so the first site I have on Ezoic that I want to tell you about, in all of 2022, the average EPMV was $5.85. This site is in the food and drink niche. Did pretty well for me doing basically no work for it. Brought in almost $2,100 throughout 2022. And like I said, I didn't really do much of anything to this site. So, I feel pretty good about the fact that it made almost $2,100. I do wish that EPMV was higher, but as you will see, this is not the lowest EPMV I have at Ezoic. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, the second site here, the niche is religion and spirituality. And the overall EPMV for it was $5.01. So, pretty similar, but for the entire year of 2022, it didn't even bring in $300. That's because this site, it only has one post with an affiliate link on it because, with the niche, it doesn't really lend towards affiliate links, at least not so far. I do have some plans for 2023 to kind of add some new topic clusters and change that, but we'll talk about that in another video. Like the first site though, no real work done on this site. One thing that I do think is interesting from my earnings report from Ezoic for this site is that you can see sometime in July there, the AdSense mediation really kicked in and ramped up. And that's been driving a little more income for this site. Like I said, I would like to see the EPMV for this one be a little higher. I want to add some more affiliate posts to it. But, for a back burner project, I'm not going to complain about almost $300, right? All right, let's go to site number 3. Okay, this site is also in the food and drink niche. It was a site that was new to Ezoic in around September of 2022. It's a new site that I started this past year. What I really like about this one is that the EPMV is considerably higher. I'm sure you noticed from the previous sites. If I recall correctly, this site has the highest EPMV of all of my Ezoic sites right now. And in part because of that higher EPMV, as well as the fact that this particular niche has a lot of affiliate opportunities, it made over $500 in 2022 just there, at the end of the year. Things were going really well with this site. I did that initial, content sprint, getting things up on the site. Then I just stopped. Since I stopped working on it, it's been declining a little bit. So that's definitely something I'm going to really be focusing on for 2023 because this site, it has the highest EPMV, so that's what I really want to push. I do like the other food and drink niche site as well, because it did make quite a bit of money compared to this one. But at the same time, in just a few months, this one made over 500. So I think this one has a little more potential. So that is what I will probably be focusing on out of these sites first thing. And I also just wanted to note to you to pay attention how the AdSense mediation, it also really benefited this site as well. All right, let's go to the next one. So this site is in the tech and gaming niche. I've had this site in my portfolio for quite some time. It's never really done much of anything. If you are familiar at all with the gaming niche, you know that a lot of the RPMs are quite terrible. You can see here that my EPMV for this site for all of 2022 was a really terrible $2.35. And that made the total income for the site for the entire year just $618.73. Now, there are some affiliate opportunities in this niche, of course, but I haven't been happy for a really long time with how low the gaming content pays. So, and towards the end of 2022, I started doing some content experiments with this site to see how can I branch out into more tech topics to kind of not only boost the income of the site, but get that EPMV up, bring in more traffic, all of those things. And those early experiments went really well for me. So that's going to be the basis of my plan for this site for 2023, just focusing on more tech content. And in one of the future videos, I'll go into more detail on what I'm doing with this particular site. And the final site that I have on Ezoic here, it's in the outdoors niche. You can see from the chart on the screen here that it is a relatively new site to my Ezoic account. It was only on the account for Q4, which means, the higher RPMs and stuff. So it saw an average EPMV of $6.83. And that made the total income $67.37 because I do have some affiliate posts on this site. When I started this site, what I did is just a bulk dump of content just right from the start. I think it's 200 articles maybe. And then I just kind of have left it ever since. So I'm going to be working on that some more in 2023, see what content works on this particular site, what doesn't, and then kind of run with what is working the best. Okay, so that was the 5 sites. Now, if we look through those sites and kind of average everything together across the sites that I have on Ezoic as of the end of 2022, the average EPMV is $5.80. We had that high for the one food and drink site of, over $8, and then the low was the tech/gaming site that was under $3. So that's how we ended up with that average EPMV. The total income just from these 5 sites through Ezoic and the affiliate links was $3,596.57. The affiliate links that were on these other sites, they were all Amazon links. So that means all of the income was either through Ezoic or through Amazon. As I've said previously, my goal is really to take these 5 sites, use the data that I can see in Ezoic's big data analytics so that I can make a smart content plan, boost the traffic, boost the income, then flip these sites and move them out of my portfolio. As I said before, I think food and drink site number 2 shows the most potential right now just based on the EPMV. So that's probably what I'm going to focus on first thing. I think that my content experiment that I did with the tech and gaming site tells me that's the direction that I should move in for 2023 as well for the most success. Now, one thing I did really interesting with the religion and spirituality site is I started using some AI-assisted content at the end of Q4 just to see what would happen because I had been paying a subject matter expert in this and I wasn't really getting the results that I was hoping to get from paying her. And I'm really seeing some promise here with the AI-assisted content. And of course, that very first site, that food and drink site number 1, that was the most effortless money that I made from my Ezoic sites. So, I'm super stoked about that and I hope that continues as well. And that's all I have. Right now, I only have the 5 sites that are on Ezoic. I do expect that throughout 2023 that I will be adding more sites to Ezoic as I am working on, getting rid of the smaller sites that are in my portfolio, showing how you can grow those in a short amount of time, flip those. I think what you'll see from me doing these monthly updates going forward is, a realistic view of how you can grow sites either with little effort or maybe with very little time on your hands. So I do hope that you continue to come back each month to see how these sites are doing and for when I share, the unique content experiments and other experiments that I'm doing on these individual sites so that you can use them maybe to grow your own sites. And if you enjoyed this type of video, go ahead and click the thumbs up below to let me know.